Chapter 1. The Threshold of Stillness and the Crystalline Birth. Close your eyes. Allow your eyelids to grow heavy, as if they are smooth, cool river stones resting at the bottom of a clear, still pool. Adjust your body now, finding that perfect place of support where every muscle can finally let go. Imagine your blankets are like soft, warm moss, cradling you, holding you in a space of absolute safety. Take a slow, deep breath in, feeling the crispness of mountain air fill your lungs, and as you exhale, feel yourself sinking deeper into your bed. Feel the tension leaving your toes, your ankles, and your knees. Let the weight of your legs sink into the mattress, feeling the gravity pull you into a state of total surrender. Release your hips, your lower back, and your shoulders. Imagine any stress from your day, any lingering thoughts, any worries about tomorrow, is like a handful of dry sand being washed away by a gentle, cool wave. You are no longer bound by the world of clocks and schedules. You are stepping into the flow of ancient time. You are the water, and the water is you. There is nothing to do but drift. There is nothing to catch, and nowhere you must be. Just listen. Just flow. High above the world, in a realm where the silence is so deep it has a texture like velvet, you begin. You are not yet a river. You are a memory of the sky held in the heart of a great blue glacier. This glacier is a cathedral of ice that has stood for 5,000 years, a slow-moving giant that carries the weight of history in its frozen layers. For centuries, you have been still, a silent witness to the rotation of the stars and the slow, heavy groaning of the mountain's bones. Within the ice, you were a witness to the deep blue silence. You felt the mountain groan beneath the weight of the winters, and you felt the slow tectonic shift of the Earth's plates far below. You were still, solid, and peaceful. You remember when the air was colder and the world was quieter. You remember the sound of the wind howling through the jagged peaks, a sound you heard only as a faint, distant vibration through your frozen skin. You were part of a crystalline lattice, a geometric perfection where every atom knew its place. In that frozen state, time did not exist as a line, but as a vast, unchanging circle. But today, the season is shifting. It begins with a vibration, a subtle change in the frequency of the light that penetrates the deep blue depths of the ice. The sun, an ancient friend, reaches over the jagged granite peak and touches the surface of your frozen home. It is a golden key, turning in the lock of the winter. At first, it is just a suggestion of warmth, a faint hum that resonates through the glacier. You feel a tremor of movement, a golden vibration that begins to loosen the crystalline bonds of your being. The rigid structure of the ice begins to yield. You feel a strange, beautiful sensation of softening. You are no longer a prisoner of the cold. You are becoming fluid. You are becoming a spirit of movement. This transition is not sudden. It is a slow, graceful undoing. One molecule at a time, you release your grip on the frozen world. You begin to trickle through microscopic veins in the ice, a hidden network of silver paths that lead toward the light. You emerge from the underside of an ice shelf as a single, perfect drop. You hang there for a moment, suspended between the solid earth and the vast, open sky. You are a jewel of clarity, a sphere of potential. In your tiny, curved reflection, the entire mountain range is held. The jagged peaks, the white snowfields, the indigo sky, and the infinite horizon. You are a perfect mirror of the world's beginning. The air touches you for the first time in an age, and it is crisp, tasting of ozone and ancient stone. You feel the pull of gravity, a gentle, insistent tugging at your heart. It is the earth calling you home. And then you let go. You fall through the thin, cold air, a brief moment of weightlessness, where you are neither ice nor stream, but pure, soaring spirit. You land with a soft, rhythmic splash on a shelf of sun-warmed granite. The stone is old, and as you slide over its surface, you feel its ancient heat. This stone was once fire, deep within the earth, millions of years before the first snowflake fell. As you wash over it, the granite shares its memories with you. You feel the grit of its minerals, the strength of its crystalline structure, and the vibration of the mountain's deep heartbeat. You are no longer a single drop. You are joined by others. Tiny trickles of meltwater from the northern ridges, silver threads from hidden snowbanks, and the weeping of the thawing permafrost all converge. You merge without effort, without friction. There is no me and them in the water. There is only the growing we. You are becoming a stream, a collective consciousness that knows only the path downward. You find a bed of white quartz pebbles, and as you tumble over them, you find your first voice. To the world above, it is a splash. To you, it is a song. It is a high, crystalline chime, like the sound of glass bells ringing in a distant room. You play the stones like a musical instrument, each pebble offering a different note. A sharp tink from the flint, a low thrum from the basalt, a bright ping from the quartz. You are learning the language of the earth. You carry this melody in your current, a song that has no beginning and no end. A song that has been sung by every river since the world was young. You are the singer and the song, moving in perfect harmony with the slope of the land. You reach a small alpine pool, a place of perfect stillness carved into a hollow of the rock. Here you pause. The water here is so clear it is almost invisible. You rest in this basin, allowing the silt of your birth to settle to the bottom. In this moment of stillness, you look up at the sky. You see the hawks circling in the thermal vents, their wings spread wide against the blue, and you hold their images on your surface. You see the first stars of the evening beginning to blink into existence, and you cradle them in your ripples. You learn the art of reflection. You learn that to be a perfect mirror for the sky, you must first be calm within yourself. You feel the deep, cold peace of the pool, a silence that is different from the silence of the ice. This is a living silence, a silence full of potential. As the pool overflows, you find a narrow channel, a natural flume that accelerates your journey. You are no longer just drifting, you are moving with purpose. You feel the wind rushing over your surface, creating tiny, shivering waves that catch the light. You leap over a ledge, turning into a fine diamond mist. For a few heartbeats, you are part of the air itself, shattered into a million sparkling fragments. You catch the sunlight and turn it into 1,000 tiny rainbows, a fleeting display of color and light. When you land, you are on a bed of emerald green moss, soft and ancient. This moss is a living sponge that has waited all winter for your arrival. It drinks from you, and in return, it filters your spirit, turning your water into a cool green essence. You feel the texture of the moss, the soft, velvety fronds that cushion your fall. You are leaving the world of bare stone and ice and entering the world of life. You continue your descent, your volume growing with every yard. You are a ribbon of silver draped over the shoulders of the mountain. You are the lifeblood of the peaks, carrying the mineral wisdom of the heights down to the valleys. You feel the temperature of the air beginning to rise, the harsh cold of the glacier giving way to a cool, pine-scented breeze. You see the first stunted trees, the hardy pines that cling to the rock with gnarled roots. They reach for you, and you give to them freely. You are part of a great unfolding story, a story of movement, change, and eternal return. You are the river spirit, and you are just beginning to wake up. As you move toward the tree line, you feel a sense of anticipation. The forest is waiting for you, a vast green cathedral where your song will find a new resonance. You are flowing, you are breathing, and you are at peace. Chapter 2. The Green Cathedral. As you cross the threshold of the tree line, the world changes its shape and its sound. The vast open sky of the peaks is replaced by a high, flickering ceiling of emerald and gold. You are entering the realm of the ancient forest, a place where time is measured not by the movement of the sun, but by the slow deepening of the rings within a tree's heart. The air here is different. It is heavy and sweet, scented with the musk of damp earth, the sharp resin of cedar, and the soft, decomposing breath of fallen leaves. As you move into the shadow of the first great pines, you feel the temperature of your water drop, turning from the sun-warmed silver of the rocks into a deep, translucent jade. You are no longer a solitary wanderer. You have entered a community of spirits. The trees are the first to greet you. To the human eye, they are silent and still, but to you, they are a roar of slow-motion activity. You feel the massive, thirsty pull of their roots, ancient, gnarled fingers that reach deep into the soil and stretch out toward your banks. As you wash over these roots, you feel a profound connection. You are the messenger of the forest. You bring the minerals you gathered from the granite peaks and deliver them to the thirsty hemlocks. As they drink from you, you feel yourself being pulled up through their veins, traveling hundreds of feet into the air to the very tips of the highest needles. You look out over the world through their eyes, feeling the wind high in the canopy, before you are exhaled back into the air as mist, only to fall again as dew and return to the flow. In the forest, you realize that you are not just the river. You are the sap in the wood, the moisture in the moss, and the breath of the leaves. The music of your journey shifts here. The high-pitched chime of the mountain pebbles gives way to a deeper, more resonant language. Your voice becomes a gurgle, a low rhythmic thrumming that matches the heartbeat of the earth. This is the song of the wood spirits. You find yourself lingering in the hollows beneath fallen logs, massive moss-covered elders that have lain across your path for a century. Instead of seeing them as obstacles, you see them as teachers. You flow under their bellies, where the water is dark and still. In these secret places you meet the trout, shadowy, silver-finned spirits that hover in your current with effortless grace. You feel the vibration of their gills, the flick of their tails, and the ancient, quiet intelligence of their lives. You provide them with a home, and in return, they add their movement to your own. As you move deeper into the green cathedral, you encounter the mosses in their full glory. They line your banks in thick velvet carpets, glowing with an inner light that seems to defy the shadows. These are the guardians of the moisture. They hold on to you, soaking up your spray and releasing it slowly back into the soil. When you touch the moss, you feel its immense age. It whispers to you of the centuries it has spent waiting in the shade, watching the forest grow and change. It tells you of the small creatures that find refuge in its soft depths. The salamanders with skin like damp silk, the beetles with armor of iridescent green, and the tiny translucent snails that move with the patience of the stars. You carry the memory of every creature that touches you, tucking their stories into the tiny whirlpools and eddies that form in the lee of the rocks. You reach a part of the forest where the ferns grow as tall as a man. Their fronds are like delicate green lace, unfurling in slow spiral dances. They lean over your edges, their tips brushing against your surface, creating tiny concentric rings that ripple outward. You feel the vibration of the forest's great web, the mycelium spirits that live beneath the soil. This is a vast, interconnected network of fungi that links every tree and plant in the woods. And you are the liquid medium that keeps this network alive. You feel the pulses of information moving through the earth, the pines telling the oaks of a coming drought, the saplings asking the elders for more light. You are the conductor of this silent orchestra, the silver thread that keeps the music playing. In the late afternoon, the light in the forest becomes a physical presence. It falls in long, slanted beams, God rays, that pierce through the canopy and strike your ripples. Where the light hits you, you turn into liquid amber. You watch the dust motes and the pollen from the wildflowers drift through these beams, looking like golden snow. You feel a sense of profound sanctuary. Here, under the protection of the trees, you are safe from the drying heat of the sun and the lashing of the high-altitude winds. You are in the heart of the world's nursery. You find a place where the forest floor levels out, and you widen into a shallow, clear pool. The bottom is lined with the leaves of 1,000 autumns, copper, gold, and deep brown. You look down at them and see the history of the seasons, a layered record of the forest's life. As evening approaches, the forest begins to breathe out. A cool white mist rises from your surface, drifting through the trunks like the ghosts of ancient wanderers. This is your breath, returning to the canopy to begin the cycle again. The birds, the thrushes with their flute-like calls and the owls with their velvet wings, prepare for the shift from light to dark. You feel the forest settling into its nightly meditation. The shadows grow long and soft, blurring the lines between the land and the water. You move with a new kind of quietude, a stealthy, liquid grace that respects the silence of the woods. You are the silver vein in the dark heart of the green world, a spirit that is both ancient and eternally young. You move toward the edge of the forest, where the trees begin to thin and the ground opens up into the first rolling meadows of the valley. You feel a slight change in the air, a hint of the warmth and the vastness that lies ahead. But you carry the forest within you. You carry the tannins of the fallen leaves, the scent of the cedar, and the slow, steady wisdom of the roots. You are no longer just meltwater. You are a seasoned traveler, enriched by the lives you have touched and the shadows you have navigated. You are the river spirit, and you are carrying the song of the green cathedral into the wide, dreaming valley. Chapter 3. The sleeping valley. The departure from the forest is not a sudden break, but a long, slow unwinding. The trees begin to stand further apart, as if they are stepping back to give you room to breathe. The dense vertical shadows of the pines give way to the horizontal grace of the world. And for the first time since your birth at the peak, you feel the full, unobstructed weight of the sun upon your back. You are entering the sleeping valley. This is a place where the earth stretches out in a long green yawn, a land of rolling hills and swaying grasses that seem to move in time with your own current. Here, your consciousness undergoes a profound expansion. You are no longer a narrow ribbon dictated by the roots and the rocks. You are becoming the center of a vast, open world. Your banks widen, pulling away from one another until you feel like a great liquid road, and your pace slows to a majestic, meditative glide. The first thing you notice in the valley is the light. In the forest, the light was a precious thing, caught in shards and splinters. But here, the light is an ocean. It saturates everything. It warms your upper layers, creating a gentle temperature gradient that makes you feel layered and complex. Your surface becomes a mirror of absolute clarity. You look up at the sky, and for the first time, you truly understand the clouds. They are your brothers and sisters, water that has traded its weight for wings. You see them drifting in the blue, massive white towers of vapor, and you hold their reflections in your heart. When a cloud passes over you, you feel the cool brush of its shadow like a velvet glove, and for a moment, you turn a deep, contemplative slate gray. When the cloud moves on, you burst back into a dazzling sapphire. You learn the patience of the sky. You learn that to hold the beauty of the heavens, you must first be still within your own depths. As you wander through these endless meadows, you find yourself creating great, lazy loops. Without the stone walls of the mountain or the heavy trunks of the trees to guide you, you follow the subtle inclinations of the earth. You meander. You turn left, carving a soft arc into the dark, rich soil. And then you curve back to the right, creating a world of oxbows and hidden lagoons. You are in no hurry to reach the horizon. You have learned that the shortest distance between 2 points is often the least interesting. You embrace the curves. Each bend in your path is an opportunity to slow down, to let the heavier sediment you've carried from the mountain sink to the bottom, and to watch the tall grasses bow to you as you pass. These grasses are the choir of the valley. They are long, slender blades of emerald and gold that lean over your edges, their tips dipping into your current to drink. When the wind moves through them, they create a sibilant, whispering music, a soft hush that resonates through your water. In the quiet stretches of the valley, you encounter the spirits of the reeds. They stand in the shallows like thin green sentinels, their hollow stalks acting as flutes for the breeze. As you wash against them, you feel their vibration, a low-frequency hum that settles into your spirit. You find hidden pockets of water where the current almost stops, where the lilies float like white stars on your surface. Their roots reach down through your depths to find the soft, warm mud of your bed, anchoring the beauty of the sky to the heart of the earth. You watch the dragonflies here. They are the jewels of the valley. They hover inches above you, their wings moving so fast they become a blur of iridescent light. Occasionally, they dip their tails to touch you, creating tiny, perfect circles that ripple outward until they are lost in the greater flow. You feel the delicacy of life in these moments, the fragile, beautiful balance between the air and the water. Deep beneath your surface, in the quiet dark of your bed, lies the silt. This is your memory bank. It is a soft, velvety layer made of everything you have gathered on your journey so far. Microscopic dust from the high granite, the decayed needles of the ancient pines, and the pollen of wildflowers that bloomed miles away. As you glide over this silt, you feel the weight of your own history. You are no longer just water. You are a liquid record of the land. You are heavy with the richness of the earth. This silt is what gives the valley its life. When you overflow your banks during the spring rains, you spread this richness across the meadows, feeding the wildflowers, the lupines, the poppies, and the clover. You see the result of your generosity in the vibrant colors that line your path. You are the gardener of the valley, and the flowers are your children. As you move further into the heart of the broad plains, you encounter the first echoes of human presence. You pass beneath a bridge made of old, weathered timber. The humans built this to cross you, and you feel the weight of their footsteps as a rhythmic thrumming in the water. To you, the humans are like the dragonflies, brilliant, fast-moving, and brief. You remember the ancestors of the people who walk the bridge today. You remember when they came to your banks to drink, to wash, and to pray. You carry the memory of the wooden buckets they dipped into your current and the songs they sang as they sat by your side. You do not feel used by them. You feel like a witness. You are the constant in their changing world. They come and go like the leaves on the trees, but you remain. You carry their secrets in your depths, letting the heavy ones sink into the silt and the light ones float away like bubbles. The valley begins to settle as the sun sinks low on the horizon. The light turns a deep, honeyed orange, and the shadows of the hills stretch out across the grass like long, cooling fingers. You feel a sense of profound maturity. You have traveled far from your icy birth. You have been a trickle, a brook, and a forest stream, and now you are a river of the plains. You feel the pull of the moon more strongly here in the open. It is a distant, silver tugging at your surface that reminds you of your destination. The air grows still, and the mist begins to rise from your water once again. It hangs over the meadows like a white veil, blurring the edges of the world until there is only the sky, the mist, and the slow, rhythmic pulse of your heart. You are drifting through a dream of the earth, a silver thread in a world of green and gold. Chapter 4. The Deep Canyon. As you leave the soft, yielding earth of the meadows, you feel the ground begin to rise and harden on either side of your banks. The horizon, which had been a flat line of infinite possibility, now begins to climb toward the sky. You are entering the gateway of the deep canyon, a place where the earth has been split open to reveal its most guarded, silent secrets. This is not a sudden transition, but a gradual deepening of the spirit. The air in this stone corridor is different. It is ancient, cool, and smells of mineral salt and the damp, hidden breath of the underworld. You feel the temperature of your water shift once more, shedding the honeyed warmth of the valley sun and taking on a dark, serious chill. Here you are no longer a wanderer of the surface. You are a voyager into the heart of the planet itself. The walls of the canyon rise up like the pillars of a vast, roofless cathedral, made of stone that was old before the first forest was ever a seed. These walls are striped with the colors of the earth's long diary, bands of deep, bruised purple, burnt sienna, and a shimmering ochre that glows like embers in the twilight. As you glide between these massive cliffs, you feel the weight of millions of years pressing gently against your current. Every inch of stone you pass represents an age you have witnessed, a season of the world that has long since passed into memory. You see the fossils of sea creatures embedded high up in the canyon walls, ghosts of an era when this desert was an ocean floor. You remember that time. You remember when you were part of that vast salt sea, and you feel a strange, beautiful sense of homecoming in this dry, rocky place. You are the silver vein running through the heart of the world, carving your way through the silence of the eons. Your voice changes in the canyon. The soft, sibilant whispering of the valley reeds is replaced by a deep, resonant hum, a sound that vibrates in the very marrow of the rocks. To the world above, this might sound like a roar or a murmur, but to you, it is a conversation with the stone. You are an architect here, working with the slow, steady power of patience. You do not fight the rock, you smooth it. You kiss the jagged edges until they are as soft as silk. You realize that your greatest strength lies in your gentleness, in your ability to flow around what you cannot move, and to wear away what stands in your path. You are the artist, and the canyon is your masterpiece. You feel the friction of your water against the canyon floor, a rhythmic, grinding pulse that sounds like the earth's own slow breathing. It is a low-frequency music that settles into your core, slowing your internal rhythm until it matches the pace of the tectonic plates moving miles beneath your bed. In the deep shadows of the gorge, where the sun only reaches for a few golden minutes at noon, you encounter the spirits of the hidden springs. These are the old ones, water that has been trapped in the dark pores of the limestone for 10,000 years. They seep out from the cliffs in tiny weeping lines, or burst forth in sudden icy plumes. When they join your flow, they bring a sharpness to your being, a taste of salt, iron, and the deep cold stillness of the mountain's subterranean heart. You welcome them into your current, folding their ancient darkness into your silver light. You spend hours in the deep circular pools that form at the base of the cliffs. In these quiet places, you watch the way the light refracts through your depths, creating dancing patterns of gold and turquoise on the stone floor. You are the stillness and the movement, the shadow and the light, all at once. The sound in the canyon is a symphony of echoes. Every ripple you make, every splash against a boulder, is caught by the vertical stone walls and returned to you, layered and transformed. It creates a haunting music that sounds like 1,000 voices singing in a distant vaulted hall. This is the song of the deep time. It is the sound of the wind whistling through the high crags, the sound of the raven's wing catching the air far above, and the rhythmic drip of water into water. You listen to these echoes until they become a lullaby. You are no longer an individual spirit. You are the pulse of the gorge. You feel your consciousness expanding to fill the entire space, from the sandy floor where the ancient catfish sleep, to the highest rim where the desert shrubs cling to the precipice with desperate, gnarled roots. At night, the canyon becomes a corridor to the stars. Because the walls are so high and the world above is so far away, The strip of sky you can see is narrow and intensely dark, a ribbon of black velvet. The stars look like brilliant pulsing diamonds, and you hold their light in your dark water, carrying them with you as you move through the shadows. You feel the pull of the moon more intensely here. Its silver light reaches down into the gorge and touches your surface, creating a path that seems to lead into the infinite. You are moving through the dark, but you are not lost. You are following the path the earth has made for you, a path of least resistance and greatest beauty. You are drifting, floating, sinking into the deep rhythmic peace of the ancient world. You are the river, and the canyon is your cradle, rocking you toward a sleep that is deep, restorative, and as eternal as the stone. Chapter 5. The Human Echoes. As the high protective walls of the canyon begin to peel away, bowing back to reveal the wider world once more, you feel a subtle shift in the vibration of the air. You are entering the realm of the human echoes. To you, the spirit of the water, the presence of humanity is not a loud or jarring thing. It is a flicker of warmth, a brief and curious melody that plays over the surface of your ancient, slow-moving life. You begin to see the first signs of their hands upon the landscape. Stone piers rise from your bed, moss-covered and sturdy, supporting wooden spans where the people cross from one life to another. You feel the weight of their footsteps as a rhythmic thrumming in your upper layers, a heartbeat that is much faster than yours, full of purpose and the frantic energy of a single lifetime. You do not feel intruded upon. Instead, you look up at them with the curiosity of a mountain looking at a butterfly. You pass through the outskirts of small, quiet villages where the smell of wood smoke and baked bread drifts over your surface. Here, the humans have built water wheels, great wooden giants made of oak and iron that dip their paddles into your current with a rhythmic creak splash, creak splash. As you push against these wheels, you feel a sense of playfulness. You give them a portion of your strength, turning the heavy stones that grind their grain, and in return, they churn your water into a frothy white lace that sparkles in the sun. You feel the oxygen bubbling through you, a refreshing infusion of air that makes you feel light and effervescent. You carry the scent of the flower and the sound of the village children laughing on your banks. You remember their grandfathers and their grandfathers before them. To the humans, the river is a resource, a boundary, or a friend. To you, the humans are a beautiful passing dream that you witness again and again through the centuries. In the quiet stretches between the towns, you find the places where the people come to be still. You see the elders sitting on your banks with long, thin reeds of bamboo, waiting for a silver-scaled trout to nibble at their lines. You feel the patience of these people, a stillness that almost matches your own. You see the lovers who come to your edges at twilight to watch the moon rise, their reflections merging in your ripples like two drops of water becoming one. You carry the secrets they whisper into the breeze, letting the heavy words sink into the silt and the light. Happy words float away toward the sea. You are the keeper of their unspoken histories. Every coin dropped into your depths as a wish. Every tear shed into your current in a moment of grief. And every song hummed by a traveler is a part of you now. You have become a liquid library of the human heart, seasoned by their emotions, but remaining at your core, as pure and detached as the mountain snow. You move beneath the great arched bridges of the cities, where the stone is carved with intricate patterns, and the air is thick with the sound of bells and bells. The water here is deeper and darker, reflecting the tall, narrow houses that lean over your banks like inquisitive scholars. You feel the hulls of the wooden boats, the barges and the skiffs, pressing against your chest. You feel the rhythmic stroke of the oars, a heartbeat that pulses through the water, and you help carry them on their way. You are the great connector, the road that moves itself. You find that even in the heart of their stone cities, the humans cannot help but be drawn to you. They build their windows to look out over your flow. They walk beside you in the evenings to find the peace that only your steady, eternal movement can provide. You give it to them freely, a gift from the peaks to the pavement. As the city lights begin to twinkle in the dusk, you reflect them until you look like a river of fallen stars. The yellow glow of the lanterns and the soft blue of the evening sky create a tapestry of light on your surface that rivals the beauty of the canyon sunsets. You feel the temperature of the city air, warmer than the forest, filled with the energy of 1,000 fires. But beneath your surface, you remain cool and constant. You are the silent witness to their progress and their pauses. You have seen empires rise and fall beside your banks. You have seen the stone of the bridges weather and crack, while your water remains forever young. This realization brings a deep, quiet smile to your spirit. You are the flow that outlasts the form. You are the song that never ends, even when the singers change. The night falls, and the human world grows quiet. The lanterns are extinguished, the wheels stop turning, and the boats are tied to the docks. You move through the silver silence of the midnight city, a ghost of the wilderness passing through the world of men. You feel the pull of the distant horizon again, the call of the wide open plains that lie beyond the last bridge. You carry the echoes of the human songs with you, folding them into the music of the pebbles and the trees. You are a richer spirit now, a complex weave of nature and memory, moving with a steady, unhurried grace toward the vastness of the sea. You are the river, and you are carrying the heart of the world in your hands. Chapter 6. The Subterranean Whispers. Before the river fully commits to the vast open freedom of the plains, it lingers in a state of deep internal listening. You find yourself focusing not on the sky above or the banks beside you, but on the world beneath your own belly. Your current slows as you pass over a bed of ancient porous limestone, and you feel the strange magnetic pull of the world below the world. You are aware of the vast network of underwater caverns, the shadow rivers, that mirror your path in the darkness of the earth. You feel the slow drip of water through stone, the rhythmic plink of droplets falling into hidden subterranean cathedrals where the light of the sun has never reached. You realize that you are the surface expression of a much deeper mystery. You are the part of the earth's blood that has chosen to see the light, while your sisters move in the velvet dark of the caves. As you glide over these hidden fissures, you share a wordless conversation with the stone spirits of the deep. They tell you of the pressures that turn carbon into diamond and the heat that melts rock into liquid fire. You carry these vibrations in your lower layers, a grounding weight that keeps you steady even when the winds of the surface grow wild. You feel the friction of the sand grains, those tiny, polished fragments of history, as they tumble along your floor. Each grain is a story, a piece of a mountain that fell, a fragment of a shell from a vanished sea, a spark of quartz from a lightning-struck peak. You are the weaver of these stories, rolling them over and over until they are smooth and silent. In this quiet stretch, you also learn the language of the root tips. Beyond the great trees of the forest, the smaller shrubs and the resilient wildflowers of the transition zone reach down to touch you. Their roots are like fine silver hair, sensing your presence long before you arrive. You feel their delicate electric thirst. As you give to them, you feel their gratitude as a subtle change in the electrical charge of your water. You are a living battery, charged by the movement of your own body and the minerals of the earth. This energy pulses through you, a soft blue glow of consciousness that only the fish and the stones can see. You are perfectly balanced between the pull of the deep earth and the reach of the high sky, a bridge of liquid light moving through a world of wonders. Chapter 7. The Infinite Plains. The stone arches and the rhythmic creak of the water wheels eventually fade into a distant memory as the horizon begins to stretch its arms wide. You have reached the infinite plains, a landscape where the earth is so flat and so vast that it seems to bow beneath the weight of the sky. Here, your spirit undergoes its most dramatic expansion yet. Without the canyon walls to guide you or the forest roots to bind you, you are free to explore the full width of the world. You grow wide, so wide that a person standing on one bank can barely see the trees on the other. Your depth increases, and your current slows to a majestic, imperceptible crawl. You are no longer a traveler in a hurry. You have become a destination. You are a silver sea moving through a golden ocean of grass. The sun on the plains is a constant, tactile presence. In the forest, you were shaded. In the canyon, you were protected. But here, you are fully exposed to the fire of the sky. You feel the heat of the afternoon sun soak into your upper layers, warming your water until it feels like a heavy, liquid silk. This warmth creates a beautiful, shimmering veil of mist that hovers just inches above your surface, a ghost of yourself rising up to meet the sun. You feel the evaporation taking place, a tiny, tickling sensation across your entire back as millions of molecules of your being turn into vapor and begin their long ascent into the blue. You do not feel diminished by this. You feel as though you are finally learning to fly. You are giving yourself back to the sky that once dropped you as a snowflake on the mountain. As you meander through this infinite green, you find yourself creating great looping curves that seem to defy the logic of the land. These are the meanders of the sage. You turn left, carving a soft, deep arc into the dark, loamy soil, and then you curve back to the right, almost touching your own path from miles ago. In these loops, you create worlds of your own. You form oxbow lakes, quiet, crescent-shaped sanctuaries where the water stops moving entirely and becomes as still as a prayer. In these still places, the ancient spirits of the plains gather. You see the great blue herons standing on a single leg in the shallows, their golden eyes fixed on your depths with a focus that transcends time. You feel the vibration of the bullfrog's deep, resonant calls, a sound that shakes your very surface and echoes through the reeds like a heartbeat. The life of the plains is a rhythmic, moving tapestry, and you are its center. You feel the approach of the great herds, thousands upon thousands of bison and deer, whose hooves create a low-frequency thunder in the soil. When they reach your banks, the world becomes a symphony of thirst and gratitude. You feel the weight of their massive bodies as they wade into your shallows, the cool relief of your water against their dusty hides. You watch the calves play in the spray, their innocent energy rippling through your current. You are the life-giver here. Without you, the plains would be a silent, golden desert. Because you carry the minerals of the peaks and the nutrients of the forest, you are the reason the grass grows so tall and the clover tastes so sweet. You feel a deep, maternal pride in this responsibility. You are the silver vein that keeps the heart of the continent beating. At night, the plains transform into a world of silver and shadow. There are no hills to block the starlight, and the sky becomes a dome of infinite diamonds. You reflect the entire Milky Way on your surface, so that for miles and miles, there is no distinction between the heaven and the earth. You are a river of stars flowing through a landscape of dreams. The wind on the plains is a steady, rhythmic sigh, a sound that carries the scent of dry grass, distant rain, and the faint, sweet smell of wild sage. You listen to this wind as it plays across your ripples, creating tiny patterns that look like the fingerprints of the gods. You feel the pull of the moon more powerfully here than anywhere else. It is a physical tugging at your spirit, a reminder that your journey is nearing its climax. The moon turns your water into liquid mercury, a path of light that leads you ever onward toward the salt and the sea. You pass through the long white nights of the plains with a sense of profound peace. You are so large now, so vast, that the small troubles of the world cannot reach you. You carry the weight of the sky and the silence of the earth in your hands. You find yourself thinking back to the glacier, to the sharp, cold clarity of your birth, and you marvel at how much you have grown. You are no longer just water. You are a complex, living entity, a spirit that has witnessed the history of the land and the secrets of the stones. You are the infinite plain's most beautiful secret, a silver ribbon of life in a world of gold. Chapter 8. The Ghost of the Great Ice. As the river widens further across the flat heart of the world, the current becomes so subtle that you seem to be standing still, suspended in a moment of eternal presence. In this state of profound quietude, your consciousness begins to slip through the cracks of the present moment, drifting back into the long white shadows of the distant past. You are entering the realm of the ghost of the great ice. This is the memory of your ancestors, the colossal glaciers that once covered the entire face of the earth, carving the very valleys you now travel through. You remember a time when the silence was not just a lack of sound, but a physical weight. A time when the world was a cathedral of silver and blue, and the sun was a pale, distant spark that offered light without heat. You feel the ghost of that immense weight pressing down on your bed, a memory of the miles of ice that once sat where your water now flows. In this meditative state, you recall the great grinding. You remember the sound of the earth's crust being reshaped by the slow, irresistible movement of the frozen giants. It was a music of deep groans and tectonic shatters, a symphony of stone being turned into dust. You realize now that the very silt you carry, the soft velvet floor that cushions your current, is the result of that ancient labor. You are carrying the pulverized remains of mountains that stood 10 million years ago. This realization fills you with a sense of immense continuity. You are not a new being. You are a continuation of a process that began at the dawn of time. You feel the cold, primordial spirit of the ice still lingering in your deepest channels, a core of ancient chill that the summer sun can never quite reach. It is your anchor, the part of you that remains connected to the beginning of all things. As you drift through these memories, you see the world as it was before the first green blade of grass ever dared to break through the soil. You remember the era of the giants, the great woolly wanderers who walk the edges of the ice. You feel the vibration of their heavy steps in the permafrost, a rhythmic thrumming that has long since faded from the air, but remains etched in the memory of the water. You remember the silence of the great winter, a night that lasted for generations, and the slow, beautiful dawn of the first thaw. You were there when the first drop of liquid water escaped the prison of the frost and began the long journey toward the sea. You are that drop, and every drop that has followed it. You are the survivor of the eons, the spirit that witnessed the transformation of the planet from a ball of fire to a world of ice, and finally to this lush, breathing garden of green and gold. This memory of the ice brings a new kind of stillness to your spirit. You realize that the changes of the surface, the rise and fall of civilizations, the shifting of the forests, the birth and death of stars, are but ripples on the surface of an infinite ocean. Beneath the movement, there is a core of absolute peace that nothing can disturb. You find yourself lingering in the deep, slow-moving pools of the plains, where the water is so dark it looks like ink. In these places, you are not just reflecting the sky, you are reflecting the void. You are contemplating the great emptiness out of which all form arises. You feel the vibration of the Earth's rotation, a slow, dizzying whirl that carries you through the darkness of space. You are a part of the planetary dance, a liquid passenger on a journey through the cosmos. As you return your awareness to the present, you find that the landscape of the plains has changed in your mind. The grass seems more fragile, the trees more fleeting, and the sky more vast. You carry the perspective of the great ice with you, a sense of deep time that makes every moment precious and every ripple significant. You are moving with a new kind of authority, a quiet power that comes from knowing your own age. You are the elder of the landscape, the one who was here before the hills were formed and will be here after they have crumbled into dust. You feel a sense of profound relaxation in this knowledge. There is no need to hurry, for you have already seen the end and the beginning of the world. You are simply flowing through the middle, a silver thread of consciousness in the tapestry of eternity. The night on the plains grows deeper, and the ghost of the ice fades back into the depths of your memory. You are left with the scent of the sage and the distant rhythmic calling of the owls. You are the river, and you are the memory of the frozen world, moving with a steady, unhurried grace toward the warmth of the future. You feel the first hints of a new sensation, a saltiness in the air, a different kind of pull in the current. The era of the plains is coming to an end, and the era of the great salt merging is beginning to call to you. You are ready. You are weighted with the wisdom of the ice and the warmth of the sun, prepared for the final surrender. Chapter 9. The breath of the sky. As the river reaches its maximum width across the final stretch of the plains, a new sensation begins to permeate your being. You feel a lightness in your upper layers, a thinning of your liquid density that has nothing to do with the current. This is the breath of the sky. You are beginning to feel the great cycle of the world from the inside out. Up until now, you have thought of yourself as a body of water moving across the land. But now you realize that you are also the air, the mist, and the clouds. The sun, hanging high and gold in the vast dome of the heavens, is no longer just a source of warmth. It is a powerful magnetic force that is slowly calling parts of you home. You feel the microscopic dance of evaporation at your surface. Millions upon millions of your water molecules are vibrating with such energy that they break free from the surface tension, rising up like invisible birds into the warm, rising thermals of the afternoon. You experience a strange, beautiful duality of consciousness. Part of you is still the heavy, silt-rich current pressing against the clay of the earth, but another part of you is ascending. You feel yourself becoming the mist that hovers over the reeds at dawn. You are the river breath that the deer walk through when they come to drink. As you rise higher, you feel the air grow cooler and thinner. You are merging with the atmosphere, becoming a part of the great invisible rivers of the sky. You look down at your own winding silver body from thousands of feet above, seeing the magnificent loops and oxbows you have spent centuries carving. From this height, the river looks like a shimmering vein of mercury, a living calligraphy written upon the green and golden parchment of the plains. You realize that you have never been separate from the sky. You are simply the sky's way of touching the earth. This realization brings a profound sense of expansion to your spirit. You are not just a river in a valley. You are a global traveler. You feel the memory of being a raindrop falling on the other side of the planet, of being the dew on a jungle leaf in a land you have never seen, and of being the frost on the window of a cabin in the far north. You are the same water, the same spirit, moving through an infinite variety of forms. This is the secret of your immortality. You can be broken, scattered, heated into gas, or frozen into stone, but you are never lost. You are a constant in a world of change. You find yourself lingering in this state of sky breath for what feels like an age, watching the weather patterns shift and swirl around you. You feel the approach of a distant storm, the air growing heavy with static and the scent of ozone. You are the moisture that will become the next great rain, the one that will replenish the mountain springs and start the journey all over again. Back on the surface, your liquid self continues its steady, rhythmic push toward the horizon. The water here is deep and slow, a dark green world of shadow and hidden life. You feel the giant catfish moving in the depths, their whiskers brushing against the sunken logs of ancient trees. You feel the slow decay of the organic matter you have gathered, the leaves, the wood, the minerals, all of it breaking down and becoming the lifeblood of the delta that lies ahead. You are no longer just clear meltwater. You are a thick, nutrient-rich tea of the earth. You are heavy with the essence of the continent. Every mile you have traveled has added a new layer to your flavor, a new note to your song. You are a seasoned, weary, and wise traveler, carrying the weight of 1,000 miles in your current. As the sun begins to set, the evaporation slows. The cooling air causes the moisture to settle back down toward your surface, creating a thick, protective blanket of fog. You are tucked in for the night by your own breath. The world becomes small and intimate once more, limited to the sound of the water lapping against the soft, muddy banks and the occasional splash of a fish jumping for a moth. In this foggy silence, you feel the first true tremors of the tide. It is a subtle, rhythmic pulsing that comes from deep within the earth, a back and forth movement that counters your steady forward flow. It is the heartbeat of the ocean, reaching out across the miles to find you. The salt is no longer just a scent on the wind. It is a vibration in your very atoms. You are nearing the transition, the place where the fresh water of the land meets the ancient salt of the sea. You spend the night in this state of half liquid, half mist, drifting through the silver darkness. You are reflecting on the nature of boundaries. You realize that the bank of the river is not a wall, but a doorway. The surface of the water is not a ceiling, but a bridge to the sky. And the end of the river is not a death, but a return to the infinite. You feel a deep, quiet courage growing within you. You are ready to let go of your shape, your name, and your path. You are ready to become the vastness. But before you do, you have one more landscape to navigate. The Great Delta, the labyrinth of 1,000 fingers where the land and the sea engage in their final beautiful struggle for the soul of the water. You move toward this threshold with a sense of sacred anticipation, your spirit wide and peaceful, your heart beating in time with the moon. Chapter 10. The brackish dream and the final merging. The horizon finally gives way to the vast, shimmering threshold of the Great Delta. Here, the singular path you have followed since the mountain peaks begins to dissolve into a labyrinth of 1,000 fingers. You are no longer one river. You are a web of silver threads weaving through the emerald heart of the wetlands. This is the place of the great slowing, where the momentum of your long journey meets the rhythmic resistance of the sea. The water here is deep, still, and heavy with the minerals of an entire continent. You feel the land surrendering to the water, turning into a world of soft mud, swaying mangroves, and hidden lagoons where the air is thick with the scent of salt, sulfur, and blooming lilies. You are in the brackish dream, the sacred space where the fresh water of the mountain peaks meets the ancient pulsing salt of the Great Mother. As you enter the delta, you meet the spirits of the mangroves. Their roots are like wooden lace, reaching down into your depths and rising up into the air in a tangled, beautiful dance. They act as a filter for your spirit, catching the last of the silt and the debris you have carried from the plains. As you flow through their intricate root systems, you feel a sense of profound cleansing. You are shedding the weight of your journey. You are leaving the heavy memories of the cities and the dust of the plains behind, tucked into the rich, dark soil of the swamp. The mangroves whisper to you of the tides, the long, slow breathing of the ocean that dictates the rhythm of life here. You feel the first true push of the tide against your current. It is a powerful, invisible hand that stops your forward movement and gently nudges you back. You do not fight it. You learn the art of the back and forth. You are learning the dance of the sea. In the quiet channels of the delta, you encounter the spirits of the transition. You see the white egrets standing like statues in the shallow water. their reflections perfectly still in the mirrors of the lagoons. You feel the movement of the crabs in the mud, the slow glide of the manatees in the deep channels, and the silver flash of the fish that can live in both worlds. Your consciousness is no longer focused on a destination. It is expanding to fill the entire landscape. You are the marsh, you are the roots, you are the sky, and you are the water. You feel the heat of the tropical sun reflecting off the vast, shallow reaches of the estuary, creating a haze of light that makes the world look like a painting of gold and green. You are drifting in a state of pure, liquid presence, where the past and the future have finally merged into a single, eternal now. The scent of the salt grows stronger, no longer a faint hint on the breeze, but a physical presence that permeates your very atoms. You feel the chemistry of your being changing. The fresh, light energy of the mountain snow is being seasoned by the ancient, heavy wisdom of the sea. This salt is a memory of the Earth's beginning, a mineral record of the first rains that fell on a cooling planet. As it mixes with your current, you feel a sense of homecoming that goes deeper than any memory you have carried. You are returning to the source. The sky above the delta is vast and open, a dome of infinite light where the gulls cry in a language of salt and wind. You watch them circle, their white wings catching the light, and you feel a kinship with their freedom. You are almost there. The individual you is beginning to blur at the edges, like a drop of ink in a glass of water. As the sun begins to set over the final reach of the delta, the world turns into a cathedral of fire. The water becomes a sheet of hammered gold, and the silhouettes of the mangroves look like black lace against the orange sky. You move into the final, widest channel, where the banks finally fall away entirely. There is nothing left to hold you. You see the horizon, not as a line of land, but as an infinite curve of blue. This is the maw of the deep. You feel the massive rhythmic heartbeat of the ocean, a vibration so powerful it shakes the very floor of the world. It is the great pulse, the AUM of the water, a sound that has been echoing since the world was born. You move toward it with a sense of sacred surrender. You are not afraid. You are coming home. The first great wave of the ocean reaches out to meet you. It is a wall of deep, translucent turquoise, topped with a crest of white foam. As it washes over you, the fresh and the salt finally merge in a spectacular explosion of bubbles and light. You feel the shock of the cold, deep sea, a vastness that is millions of times greater than anything you have ever known. Your path is gone. Your banks are gone. Your name is gone. You are no longer the river spirit. You are part of the great flow. You feel yourself being pulled down into the deep, dark currents of the abyss, where the whales sing in the shadows, and the light of the sun is but a memory. You are the tide, you are the wave, and you are the abyss. You are the water that covers the world. You settle into the deep rhythmic sleep of the ocean. You are part of the great global conveyor belt, moving from the equator to the poles, rising to the surface to catch the sun, and sinking to the depths to touch the mountain ranges of the sea floor. You realize that your journey did not end. It simply changed its scale. You are the rain that will fall on the mountain peak tomorrow. You are the mist that will rise from the forest floor. You are the dew on the valley grass. You are eternal. You are infinite. You are the song that the river sings, and you are finally, truly at rest.